Hello everybody, Nigel there with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome along. If you're new, please hit that subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and it all helps. So, if like me, you are a fan of the Fiat 131, having owned a few, I wish I still had them now, I don't, but I wish I did, and you wanted to make a model of it in injection molded plastic, you had two options really. There's this one. Okay, this is the Revell version of the kit. This kit is 1/24 scale, and it's the 131 Abarth. You can see it's got the big arches and everything in the roll cage and that, and you can see it's 24 scale, so sort of general, sort of standard size. It's a little bit bigger than an Escort, I think. But very, very beautiful car in my opinion. As I say, I've had three of them and I love them to bits, and I wish I still had them now. This kit, 24 scale, is originally from 1977 or something, I think. It was originally an MFH Kit, but it's been reboxed by Humbrol, Gunzango, Italeri, Revell. Every man and his dog's had a go at it, but it's still a really nice kit. It's got, as you can see, it's got engine detail and everything on it. It's got interior detail. It's got seatbelts shown there. I'm assuming they're Decals. But it's a nice little model, actually. It really does build into a nice little kit. It's one of their nicer earlier kits, so put that one over there to one side. And then in 1980 this came out, and this is in fact this came out in Alitalia livery before 1980, but this version came out in 1980 with the beautiful blue and white stripes, which is my favorite livery for this car. It was re-released in 2020 in the Oleo Fiat scheme, which you've probably seen, which is still available in shops now, which is the dark blue. It's very dark blue or black, I'm never sure, and yellow. It's got yellow wheel arches and a yellow roof. But this is 1/20th scale, so as you can see, it's quite a lot bigger. But it's a beautiful model. It's very early Tamiya, so as you can see, we've got gears for motors and stuff like that if you wanted to motorize it. But you also have alternative parts for a full interior detail in the boot. And we've got two sets of instructions here. So yeah, it builds into a beautiful model. As you can see, there's typical Tamiya. They've got the built model on the front of the instruction sheet there. So you've got the Chromadora wheels there, which is silver plated, very nicely done. But yeah, beautiful model, 1/20th scale, and sort of an odd size really, but it's a nice size. It's a scale that I wish people had gone more along with really. There are a few kits available in 20th scale from the likes of Bandai and Nishimo and Otaki, I think. Of course, Tamiya. I've just done a review of that Group 5 Celica, haven't I? But now, if you're a Fiat 131 fan, you can get this. As you can see, this is in Japanese and it says "handle with care." And yeah, beautifully packaged. This has come from no less than Model Factory Hiro. So I'm going to unbox this on camera so that you can share in my absolute excitement for this beautiful, beautiful model. Now, I emailed Model Factory Hiro as soon as I saw this being released, and I asked when it was coming out, and they gave me a pre-order number, and that was it. And here it is. And they said it was coming out on the 20th of February, and sure enough, on the 20th of February, in my inbox was an invoice which I duly paid, and here it is. It's arrived a few minutes ago and it's still ever so cold, and it's quite a big box actually. Model Factory Hiro boxes aren't generally this large. Here we go. There's a note from Kyoko. Thank you for your purchase of our new kit. I hope you enjoy building 131 Rally. Best regards. Isn't that nice? Lovely. And then here's a little origami, beautiful little swan. Very nice indeed. So here we go. We have look at that. They've even thought to put this in here to make it easier to remove from the box. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this box open, get the bubble wrap off and everything, and then I'll be straight back. All right. So here we have our beautiful glossy, so beautifully packaged. The bubble wrap you saw around here, it was like it was like it was wrapped like a Christmas present. It was beautiful. So you can see on the end of the box here, I don't know if the camera's going to focus on it because it's so close. 131 Rally, 1978 Rally San Remo, draw to course, 1/12 scale, full detail kit. And there's the price, 90,000 yen. Made in Japan. obviously get down, Dottie. Right, Dottie wants to have a look. I think she wants to take up modelling, I'm not sure, but she seems to be interested in every kit I get. So anyway, there we go. So they've opened that one there. Sounds like there's something loose rattling around in here, which isn't ideal. So how is this going to open? I'm guessing, there we go. So the front's going to open like that, and then we're going to go up over the top, and it is absolutely beautifully packaged. You can see here we've got our instructions, decals probably. This is all cold, it's all cold and damp. I hope the decals are okay. And we've got photo etch there, and we've got window masks and everything. So really, really nice. Hopefully it's all going to be okay because it's quite cold. And then we've got here a parts list of everything. So that's really cool. And then in here we've got bags of bits and pieces. Look at the packaging, it's absolutely gorgeous. And in there we've got the lovely big resin body. So let's save all that and we'll have a look at the instructions. So let's get this closed up. Keep Dottie's nose out. She's down here on the left hand side trying to get into the box. You can leave that alone, Dottie, it's not for you. It's for boys, not girls. Anyway, right, so let's have a look in here. So we've got this beautiful plastic envelope. I know plastic envelopes don't count for anything, but it's just the thought that goes into it. So we've got a lovely instruction book there. Here we've got our massive decal sheet. Now unfortunately this only comes with Alitalia markings, so it's going to be beautiful part next to the lovely Lancer Stratos I'm building at the moment, which was also driven by Minari. But unfortunately I would like to have had it with the blue flashes on it, as in the other two kits I showed you. So maybe we can manage that, I don't know, but we'll see. And then we've got window masks here. Please use below cutting pattern to determine exact border of vacuum parts. Oh, so they're not masks, they're is it a sticker? It looks like it is a sticker. It kind of looks like it's a sticker. It's all in Japanese there, obviously. I'm assuming it's a sticker because it's got this on the back, but we use that to cut the windows. So we're going to cut the windows from clear acetate, I'm guessing. And as we can see there, we've got our decals all nicely sealed up. I'm going to leave them in there because we don't need to get them out. But we can see here we've got two different, we've got 4 different registrations there. So we've got 4 different cars we can build. We've got Minari Manucci, Barnish Ma, Walter Roll and Christian Geisterdorfer. And then we've got Verini and Beracini. So 4 different cars. Lovely. It's got 15, 11, 5. I'm not sure what this is, but we can make the numbers up anyway. We've got 1 through a Mirafiori, Fiat Abarth, World Rally Championship, World Champion, sorry. Of course, 1977, I think they did very, very well. I think they had 5 cars in the top 8. I think they did absolutely astoundingly well. But there was only ever 400 of these built. So if anybody's got one and they want to sell it, let me know. A genuine Abarth, I'd love one. I'd love an old Fiat 131 of any old rusty status, actually, as long as it's a 2-door. So here we've got our photo etch parts, and you can see here we've got, this looks like parts for the, oh, that's part for the headlights. We've got some seatbelt buckles there, more headlight parts. That looks like engine parts there. We've got some little brackets here, grills for the bonnet, for the scuttle panel. And then we've got our World Rally badges there, window frames, got some grills. Very, very nice. More little grills there, some straps. So there's not a lot in there in photo etch wise. So those of you that aren't fans of photo etch, you'll be happy with that. So here's our schemes. So we've got so we've got basically the Alitalia scheme, and then for the Tour de Course, you've got Minari Manucci and Darniche Ma, 1st and 3rd. Okay, so that's the Alitalia schemes there. So you've got number 1 or number 5 for that rally. And then for the San Remo rally, we've got Rohr and Geisdorfer retired, Minari Manucci retired, and Verini and Berachini finished 2nd. Again, in the Alitalia colours, but there is a slight difference. They don't have They don't have that badge on the back. Obviously they don't for Tour de Corsa, but they don't have a badge. They have the one on the front. They have no number on the roof. But everything else it looks like is the same. So that's all good. Okay. So let's have a look at the instructions. So on the front here we have, okay, so we've got some caution here, we've got Japanese and we've got English, they're telling us how to get to the website there. Go and have a look at the Model Factory Hiro website. If you want to buy anything, it's pointless because it's all sold out, but you can express an interest and then when it gets re-released, they will contact you. So here we have some turn metal parts. We have metal wheel rims, headlights, emblems, headlight rims and antenna base. We have clear parts, and we have vacuum parts, we have rubber parts, lithography parts. I'm not sure what lithography means. And then we've got other bits and pieces here. And then we've got some other little pieces. We've got flange rivets, meter glass, black tape, seatbelt set, adhesive tape, photo etch plate and all that. So you can check off all your parts. And I would recommend if you do get one of these, if you are getting any Model Factory Hiro kit, go through your parts before you put it in your stash. Because if you pick it up in a year's time, it may be that by then this kit is out of production, and if you need a part, you may have to wait a while for it. Whereas if you have something missing or damaged or whatever, you can get in touch with them now, and they'll send a replacement straight away. So that's what I'll be doing with this one. So going into the instructions, we're starting with the floor pan. So we've got these stiffening brackets going in the back, much like the Lotus Cortina's had, and then we've got this firewall going in. We've got some studs going in, some little rivets. And then we've got some rivets here, we've got some bolt heads, or nuts and studs for the tops of the struts. And then we've got the brake master cylinder and clutch master cylinder there going in the firewall. And then we've got the reservoirs there. We've got here, can you see this? I can't see it very well, you can. We've got to drill a hole here, we've got the spare wheel well. We've got some, is this, I'm assuming that looks like a cooling duct for the rear brakes. Yes, it is. And then we've got this box going in under here. We're building up the pedal box, which is all beautiful metal parts, and that's going into the bulkhead. And then we've got this lower cross member going in. All looks so spindly, done it by modern standards. And then we've got that lower tray there, that's going to be the radiator support, I'm guessing. Oh no, that's going out, that's part of the cross member. Okay, so it's two parts. And then we've got the trailing links going in there. Coil springs going onto the shock absorbers, which is very nice. Looks like they're cast in metal. And then we've got the top mounts going in. And then here we've got the steering column. Nice to see we don't have silly working steering and stuff. And then the engine blocks going together. Cylinder heads going together. You can always tell a genuine Abarth engine because it's got the bolts down the outside. The Fiat twin cams had two M6 stud sort of things in the centres, whereas the Abarth had the bolts around the outside. Or nuts, should I say. Distributor cap mounted on the cam box. On these Fiat engines, the distributor was either there or up there. On the Lancia Monte Carlos, it was up there. On a standard Fiat 131, it would be down here. And the carburetor would be there. And then we've got the side, the injections here, so it's fuel injected. And we've got the slider plates there for the slide throttles. And we've got some springs here for it as well. Rear cover going on. That plate there, remember that plate coming off? It's very accurate, this engine. It was a 2 litre 1995cc. I think it was about 215, 220 horsepower, I think, in this guise. I think it was 120 horsepower, wasn't it, in the Fiat 131 Sport? Or 115, I think the Lancia had 120. Cam belt and cam belt pulleys. And then the dry, is this dry sump stuff going here? Was it dry sumped? I don't remember now. That was the, no, it's not dry sumped. It certainly doesn't look like it's dry sumped anyway. Yeah, you've got, I can't see a dry sump pump, so it probably isn't, it probably is wet sump. And then we've got the big block going on the side of the engine there. There's your fuel injection, so that pulley there is driving your fuel injection, which is actually here, sorry. And then moving along, going over the page, oh, this is telling us how to make the T-strainers for the injection. That's nice, isn't it, for the end of the trumpets. And then still more going on. We've got that plate going. I remember seeing that on the photo etch. We've got a clutch and flywheel there. Gearbox, that's going to be screwed in. And then we've got the actual rest of the gearbox going in there. And then water hoses. We've got the thermostat housing in there. And then we've got the 4-branch manifold. Radiator going in with the electric fan. engine going together with the radiator into the floor pan, and then we're going to start and do some more work on the inside. And we've got the master cylinder there for the handbrake, fire extinguisher, little eye bolts going in, and straps for the seat belts. Oil cooler going in there, very nicely done. And then we have brakes and calipers, rear diff going together. Remember, this was independent rear suspension. All of the road cars were live axle. And then going together like this, they were live axle, weren't they? Yes, I'm sure they were. And then the rear shafts going in, and then the exhaust system going together. Rear silencer going in with the tailpipes there. And then we've got this frame here to support the rear end. Rear brakes going together. This had discs. Remember, the road cars had drums. We've got the double calipers, so one's going to be for the actual foot brake and one's going to be for the handbrake. Transverse links going in here. Seats, straps going in. So we've got the different seats for the driver and the co-driver. And then we've got beautiful level of detail on the instrument panel, all going together there. Steering column with the steering wheel. The Abarth steering wheel looking lovely. And then we've got the intake ducts there for the cooling for the rear brakes. You can see how they link up there. Roll cage, starting to build the roll cage up. So it'd be nice to see if we can assemble all that on and drop it in afterwards. And then we've got the fuel tank going in. We've got the battery here, so you're going to make up the battery. It's a Magneti Marelli battery. And we've got the fuel drip tray there going on top of the fuel tank. And then here, what's this here? This is some kind of swirl pot. Maybe it was dry sumped. Maybe that is what the dry sump is. Maybe that's the dry sump tank. I'm not sure. And then we've got the, or maybe that's a swirl pot for the fuel. Not too sure. And then the battery here, obviously going in the boot. Fuel pumps here. There's a swirl pot for the fuel. So I'm assuming this is dry sump. It's dry sumped oil tank. And then here we've got starting work on the body. So we've got grills going on here in the scuttle panel. We've got those air vents going in the sides to cool the brakes. And for the San Remo rally, they were blocked off. We've got those vents going in the side there, and the little Abarth badge, which is very nice. Sun visors going in, rear number plate, and then the boot lid going on. Remember, see these cars, you see a lot of replicas and they don't use the right panels. The early rally cars had these grooves. In fact, all the cars had these grooves from 1974 to 1978, I think it was, or 79. They had these grooves. And then when they facelifted them, they gave them bigger rear lights, bigger front headlamps, and they got rid of these grooves in the bonnet and the boot. So if you see a Fiat with these shaped rear lights, that's one of the Mark 1s. It's a square light with a little, well, you'll see in a minute. If they have the big square lights, big rectangular lights, then that's a later version. Then in 82, they facelifted it again. It was, they had lots of bits of plastic and stuff to it. So there we go. So there's the boot lid going on with the hinges. And then we've got this rear panel going in, the parcel tray, and then we've got the interior door panels and the door locks. Very nice. Now we've got these rear lights coming together. This is what I was talking about. If you see a rear light that shape, that's an early Fiat 131. And then we've got the grille there with the headlights going in. Very, very nice indeed. Standard cars had 4 headlights the same size. The Abarth, they cut the grille out and put the bigger inner lights in there. Tour de Course San Remo, so there is variation. So it looks like Tour de Course had more spotlights than San Remo. Building up the doors here, these frames going inside are photo etch. Very nice. These were actually very, very spindly. I remember them being very easy to bend. So yeah, don't worry about them being really spindly because that's how they really were. Interior window winders, door handle, grab handle there, exterior door handle, and then we're going to fix the hinges in with some black screws. And then we've got the, what's this? This is going to be washer bottles and water tanks going in. And then here we've got the ignition pack with the coil and everything on it. Windscreen with the windscreen frame. And we've got the corner pieces there to hold the windscreen in. Maybe lithograph was 3D printed. Maybe that's what it means, I'm not sure. And then rear screen going in here and the side windows going in. bonnet going on, front hinged bonnet obviously. Got the lovely big air scoop in there, and then we've got the vents in the top to let the heat out. Little roof spoiler going on, and then the spare wheel going in the boot. And then we're going to assemble the actual wheels themselves. You can see we've got little nuts and bolts to go around for the split rim wheels, and then we've got the actual studs and nuts going in the centre to replicate the studs that held them on. So there's Tour de Course, there's San Remo, so you can see Tour de Course has more lights on the front. San Remo has the blocked off side vents. And I think this is like Spot the Difference, isn't it? It's like that game. I think that's about the difference. And there we go. So that's our instructions. So you can see there the Tour de Course has got the 4 spotlights, and the San Remo's only got the 2. So there we go. Very, very beautiful little car. 975 kilos as well. Just makes you staggering how light it was. You think of the weight of cars today. Right, so let's have a look in this beautiful box and see what we can find. It's absolutely staggering how gorgeously packaged this thing is. So we've got bubble wraps abound. So we've got a bag here of parts. So let's have a look in here first. I'm going to leave the light off so you don't get any reflection. So we have in here, that's all turned metal. I'm not going to open anything, guys, I'm sorry. But we've got some tiny little springs in there, look, you can see. And then we've got an antenna base there. And little emblems. They're going to go up on the rear quarters with the Abarth badge in them. And then we've got some headlights, that's the smaller headlights. And then we've got some spotlights here and inner bigger headlights. And you can see these are all turned from aluminium. Absolutely gorgeous. So that can all go in there. Dottie's come to have a look. What's this, Dottie? What's this? If you can see her nose, let's see if we can get her nose in shot. There it is. There's the nose. Little baby, aren't you? Hey. So we have here a bag. So we have some very, very stout coil springs in there, and some small screws and nuts. There's not too much in the way of screws and bolts in there, but you can see it's lovely. And yeah, nice to see we've got actual scale looking springs rather than the spinny little things you normally get. Very nice indeed. And then here we've got a bag of strips. So there's some black strips for something or other. It might be double-sided. Very nice. And then here we've got seat belts. So we've got our red seat belts, and then we've got the straps. I'm not sure what those these sticky bits are for. And then there's the narrow strap there. So that's our little seatbelt set. We've got some wire, different diameters. Nice to see they supply that. Here we have some tiny little clear discs. I'm assuming these are going to be for the gauges. You can see them in there, the tiny little clear discs. And then there's some larger ones there. Okay, so very nice. And then here, look at this. These are all the little pins and rivets and stuff. So we'll have to check all those off and see what we've got. But yeah, they are absolutely stunning. Tiny little things. And then there's another bag, some more. There's some more pins and everything there, all sealed up. As you can see, you can understand, I hope, why I'm not opening any of this, because it's just going to go everywhere. And then here we've got some very fine hosing, got some clear tubing. This MFH stuff is very expensive if you want to buy it, but it really is nice. It's like vinyl rather than silicone. But yeah, really, really lovely. It's got the red there. I'm assuming that's going to be for the HT leads. And then we've got the brown there. And then we've got some clear and black, all different diameters. Got some mesh here. That's for making our T-strainers to go over the ends of the trumpets. We've got some window frames here, and these are in moulded rubber. Very nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. We've got a nose coming in the frame again. What's this here? There you go. There's the nose. So she is very, very nosy. And of course, if it comes in a plastic bag, it means it's obviously meant for eating, isn't it? Clearly, that's what it's for. So we'll put that away in there. Okay, so next in the box, what have we got here? We've got bags of tyres. So we've got some beautiful tyres there. They've got the lug on there for moulding to cut off. We've got the moulded on. Is it Pirelli? Are they Pirelli or Michelin? Pirelli. You can see the moulded on lettering on there. There you go. You can see it around here. It's just moulded on. So that's going to be your rears, and this is going to be your fronts. See on there, Pirelli Corsa. See the Corsa writing on there. So slick tyres. So these are tarmac only. What are you doing with your nose up on this bench, hey? And then here we've got the beautiful turned rims. It'd be such a shame. These wheels were actually painted silver. It'd be such a shame to paint this, wouldn't it? But I think for accuracy you'd have to. They would have been forged. So yeah, beautiful. And then here we have our beautiful resin parts. So we've got engine. There's an engine block half there. That's the right hand side. We've got the mount's going to go on there. These are the core plugs. And then here we've got the spare wheel. You can see on the back side, we've got the detail moulded into the wheel there, which is very nice. And then here we've got the bash plate for underneath. There's part of the differential there. In fact, that is the rear differential. The Kaz, Dottie's barking at it. Inner wheel arch liners there for the rear, I noticed those. And there's the other half of the engine block. There you can see they mould. If there is a video of a factory tour of Model Factory Hiro, and it's amazing how they mould their resin. They do it by centrifugal force. They put it in a big round mould and then spin it. And rather than vacuuming the air out, they actually spin the air out. There you can see there's the other side of the engine block. So this is where the auxiliary drive goes in. So your oil pump drive was in there. There would be a block here that went on that held the oil filter, and then there's your distributor drive if you've got the or is it that one there? I can't remember now. One of those two is the distributor for the normal engine. But as I say, if you've got a Lancia Monte Carlo or the side draft carburetors, the distributor cap was put onto the cam box. So obviously you'd have a special cam with a distributor drive. But yeah, that's all very beautiful. You can see those there's those cooling ducts for the brakes there. Beautifully moulded. Remember, this isn't styrene, guys. This is resin, so you have to use super glue or something. Here we have another bag. So we've got some seats. So we've got 3 seats. So obviously there is a variation between types, and then we've got that bloody great fuel tank going in the back with all the rivets on there. Spare tyre there. There's those beautiful seats. They are lovely, aren't they? I might have to take a mould of them for the Lancia Stratos from Italeri. So yeah, 3 different. Well, they're not 3 different types of seats. There's 2 different types of seats, but you've got 3 of them. So that's all very nice. And then here we've got another bag. You can see how everything's beautifully packaged. So we've got our doors here. So we've got exterior panels and interior door cards. Rear panels here. There's the firewall that goes inside. There's the parcel shelf. And then there's the other side. And then this is the... what's this here? Is that the front firewall? Not quite sure. Yeah, beautifully done. There's actually not that much to it, is there? He says. Okay, so I've got this great big piece of bubble wrap, and then in here, here's something I am going to get out for your delectation. So we'll carefully remove the tape. I'm hoping none of this is broke. You know, my Lancia 037, the body is broken, one of the pillars. It's not a problem because it's resin. Resin just snaps. It doesn't stretch first like styrene does. This is actually all in a bag, so we can take this out. You'll see the size of this thing. It is massive for a 12 scale car. You know, when you think how big, like a Lancia Stratos is not that big a car, but this thing is actually quite large. So in the back here we have, so yeah, these are 3D printed, so that's what they mean by lithograph. So they're going to hold the window in, so they're going to be the bits that go on the corners to hold the windscreen in. Here's our trumpet. So this is the this is like the Porsche, has the moulded parts. So here you can see our trumpets there, and we've got our water holders there for, I'm assuming one's windscreen and the other one's going to be coolant. And then we've got clear parts here. I've got Dottie up between my leg there. You can see her nose here now. If you keep looking here, you'll see her nose. What's this? What's this here? What's this? There you go. Got some clear parts here. So we've got some lenses for our indicators. We've got headlamp lenses. Look how beautifully done they are. Absolutely gorgeous. And then obviously she's a Fiat fan too. And then we've got the catch can there for the oil, I'm guessing. We've got reservoirs. And there's the battery there. So it's nice to see you get the internal plates for the battery, so you'll be able to see through it just like on the real thing. So that's very nice. And then here we have the body. Okay, we have some vac form parts there, so we'll treat those carefully. Okay, so here we have the body. It's quite thick and chunky. Got some cleanup to do around the bottom there. But yeah, very nice indeed. Much nicer moulding than the Itinerary Lancia, I can assure you. But there we go, very nicely done. Remember, all of this here is fiberglass, so it will have this sort of soft and gentle look. We've got Dottie about to eat. Have I just knocked the camera? I think I have. There we go. So yeah, very, very nicely done. Got some mould lines in there to clear up. That's no problem, that's only on the roof lining. You can see the exterior is perfect. Give it a degrease, give it a clean, and sand it down. The other thing I got from YouTube Car Modeler, I think his name is, guy down in Korea. He's actually stopped making videos now. But he always sprays his bodies first with silver. And I asked him why, and he said it's because it shows up the any imperfections. It shows up any scratches or anything. Silver really makes it pop, so worth bearing in mind. So there's your beautiful Fiat 131 body. You know, your Abarth emblems in there, little side indicators in there, and as you can see, this is all a bit sort of softly moulded here. I don't know if you can make that out, but that is actually how they were, because they're fiberglass, and they weren't done with beauty in mind. They were done with practicality in mind. So there's the floor pan, beautifully done. We've got the spare wheel well there, and I can assure you that looks right. Chassis legs. The floor pan looks absolutely gorgeous. Very simple design as well. The only thing I would say is I think that we should see that on the inside, but no doubt there's going to be flat plates going in there. So yeah, beautifully done. Very, very nice. Lovely engine bay. Correct shaped turret towers. And then you've got here, that's turrets there. And then here we have our windows, which is scary because you've got to cut these out. And you only get one shot. So yeah, very scary. Probably best use scissors on those. Cut a little bit off at a time. There we go, so that's our front door windows, and that's our rear side windows there. Okay, so they're very nice. And then here we've got our front and rear screens. Moulded in vac form, beautifully clear by the look of things. Remember, we've got those paper templates that we can stick on there and cut around. So that's all lovely and hunky-dory. And that pops in the back there, doesn't it? I'll put this away and then I'll come back. Okay, so here we go. The gifts just keep on coming. There's another bag. So we'll have a look in here and see what we've got in here. It's quite heavy. So here we have metal parts. So we will actually cut this open and have a look. See what we've got. Dottie's nose is in the shot again. So this is, oh wow. Okay, bloody hell. There's our boot lid in white metal. How gorgeous is that? So they've done this so that they can get the thinness. They haven't done it in resin because it would have been extremely brittle if they'd done it in resin. So yeah, that's absolutely stunning. Beautiful. I did notice on the shipping, this is 3.5 kilos, this thing. And then there's our beautiful bonnet. Now it's funny that in real life these are fiberglass and Model Factory Hiro have made them in metal. But these are the grill, the swages I was talking about. If you look at the early cars, they've got those swages in them, and then in 1978, I think, or 79, they went to the flat panel like the 131 Sport or the 131 Racing's got, and they put in the rectangular rear lights. Here's Dottie wanting to have a look at this. There you go. What's that, Dottie? Eh? What is it? Bum, bum. So there we go. So yeah, very impressed with this. I tell you, this is absolutely gorgeous. I think what I'll do is put that in there like that. It's got a layer between it, and then we can roll that up just like so and put it back in its bag for safekeeping. This will no doubt go in the stash and stay there until I die. We shall see. Actually, it's a car I do love. It would look absolutely amazing sat next to the Stratos and the 037. Okay, so here in the bottom of the box we have a big roll of bubble wrap there, so that can go over there. And then here in the bottom of the box, I believe, yeah, these are going to be taped in. So you can see this is Model Factory Hiro's packaging for you. You can see that in the bottom of the box you have all these white metal parts, but it's actually stuck to the bottom of the box with double-sided tape. So you can slowly peel away at it and it will come away. There we go. And it's ripping all the plastic. Let me get this out of here and then we'll have a look and then I'll come back. Okay, so in here you can see we've got two bags of parts and they're beautifully wrapped with cling film to a piece of cardboard to keep it all nice and safe for the long journey across the waters. So as you can see, it is very, very carefully and thoughtfully done. And yeah, it's something else. It really is. These things, if you've never got yourself one, I mean, it's a real sort of treat for the car model. It's the Model Factory Hiro. I think they're probably the Rolls Royce. Although some people say they don't go together very well. But I've never built one myself. But I know that Gary has, and he loves them. But they can be a little frustrating at times, apparently. So I'm just going to cut this off of here because it's getting on my nerves. Right, there we go. Do the Superman shirt removal. So we have these parts on here. So these are actually taped down, as you can see. We'll take the tape off the bags. Right, get rid of that cardboard. Get rid of that tape from there. Okay, so what have we got in here? We've got lots and lots of die-cast metal parts. So we'll do them one bag at a time. And we'll have a look at the bits and pieces individually. My fingers are going to get filthy now. So this is what Model Factory Hiro is all about, is all these metal parts. And you've seen, I've done a video before. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. How to straighten them, how to rumble them to clean them up. But you can see there, absolutely gorgeous. And as I said, Dottie, I don't want you picking any of this up, darling. So yeah, we could call this Dottie and Nigel do a review. So there's that rear spoiler, but also what you can do is rumble them to get them polished up and everything, get all the residue off and get them ready for priming and painting. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. There's the instrument panel. As you can see, everything's slightly bowed, but it's easy to straighten out. It's no problem at all. So there's the instrument panel, beautifully done. Got parts here of the roll cage. So obviously there's some drilling to do there. Okay. There's more roll cage parts there. More roll cage. More there, more there. So you see there's your roll cage assembly. We've got our front struts. So you can see there we've got the thread for the coil spring adjusters. And then we've got our uprights. We've got the big nut on there. So yeah, very nicely done. Cam covers, cam boxes. So there's your cam boxes, there's the distributor drive on that one. So these will be the same as the 037 and everything. So there we go. So there's those. Here's our side intakes. So there's the blocked off ones for the San Remo And there's the open ones for the Tour de Corsa. Same again there. We've got some radiator hoses, or is that parts of the roll cage? No, that's radiator hoses by the look of it, or maybe parts of the exhaust. And then here we've got the, I think that's the panel that goes up underneath to support the door hinge, the boot hinges. They've got these beautiful grills going on the side there. You can see how beautifully cast they are. I think we'll put the light on for this one actually. You can see how beautifully cast they are. Very, very fine. Black plastic they were, so they'll be like a semi-gloss black. And then we've got, what's that, a number plate? Some visors. And wheel hubs, I'm guessing. There. Left and right, they're marked. There's a frame there for the spotlights. There was another one here somewhere. There's another one there. So they're marked right and left. Beautiful front grille. Got the shape of that off perfectly. Sort of bulged out in the middle. Got the Fiat badge to go in the centre there. Not exactly sure what they're for. More roll cage by the look of it. More roll cage there. Okay, so we've got front and rear struts. That's why they're slightly different. And then here's your rear support going inside the boot lid. There's the other side. And then here we've got our rear lights. That's those beautiful early rear lights with the little reversing light in one side and a fog light in the other. And then here we've got the engine mounts going on the side of the block. Beautifully done. I see, I know what that is now. That is the bottom, that is the top, and that is for making your great little tool for keeping in the future. That's for making your little tea strainers to go at the end of the trumpets. Very nice indeed. So yeah, lovely. So let me get all this put in the bag and then we'll have a look at that. Okay, so that's just all put away. I'll have to get it away again. I'm going to go through everything and check it. So here we have another bag of parts. There's loads in here. There's our radiator. Again, all casted white metal. There's more roll cage parts there. And then we have, that's exhaust. So there's our exhaust manifold, 4-branch. Front cross member. What is it, Dottie? Front cross member there. And there's that front cross member support piece. That's the plastic body for the radiator fans. Transmission body. That's the oil tank, I believe. That's going to be some sort of swirl pot. Not a clue what that is. Part of the roll cage perhaps, I'm not sure. Or part of the exhaust system. There's the exhaust system, that's the silencer. There's the cylinder head. And then we've got here, there's the oil cooler that's going to go in the front. Got a nosy dog in again. We've got the exhaust system there. Radiator hoses. Intake manifold with the throttle plate there, sliding plate. And then that's going to be gearbox mount. And then we've got master cylinders for our clutch and brake. Bell housing. Abarth steering wheel. That's the vents for the dashboard. Sump, yes it is dry sump, look, there's the sump. And that's the, not a clue what that is. Flywheel. I made a flywheel like this for my Lancia with the holes in it and everything. Got a flywheel in the clutch there. Very nice. There's the body there for the fuel injection and everything to go on to. That's probably the dry sump pump there. That's probably the dry sump pump, yeah. And then we've got here, there's part of the engine by the look of it. That's a paper disc that I actually made. That's not part of the model. There's another piece of that round stuff there. There's the another silencer. Back end of the gearbox. Part of the gearbox, I'm guessing. That's the internals of the battery. So you've got this clear battery, and then you put that inside and you'll see that going through the body. How thoughtful. That's the side of the differential. That's the drip tray for the fuel filler. fire extinguisher. There's some pulleys there for the cam belt, for the tooth belts. There's our fuel injection pump there. Not a clue what that is. That's the rear cover for that's the back of the crank there, and that's the rear seal. That's the rear cover for the engine block. That's the front of the alternator. The electric cooling fan. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Part of the prop shaft. There's a vent there. Is that the extension for the gearbox? That where the gear stick goes in, I'm guessing. Rear view mirror. Not sure what that is. Another part of the gearbox there. Starter motor. Front cover for the engine, I'm guessing. And then there's the water pump. And I think that's part of the ignition system there, isn't it? But yeah, all very nicely done. You can see how dirty it is. And there's another headlamp ring. Is it, or is that the top of the... well, that might be the top of that. That might be the top of that. So there we go. So that's 2 bags of parts down. We've got another 2 and a load of packs to go yet. So back right, so we've got lots of bits and pieces here. So first of all, we've got this bag with this sort of it's white metal cable. I'm assuming it's hoses, but it's actually cast. It's not like a piece of cable. It's actually cast. You can see it's got the serrated edges on it. Very strange. We've got 2 bags of little parts here. That's all the tiny little bits. And then we've got some other bags here. I managed to cut through this one when I cut open the bag. So here we've got some very, very fine parts. So I'm going to have to open this with care. So there you can see, that's surely not an anti-roll bar. Could be, I guess, could be. I guess we're so used to seeing everything so overscale. So that's the support for the rear end. Okay, so it's all beautifully cast in white metal. So that's very nice indeed. And then here we've got this is the strut brace with the support for the front. And then here we got, I'm assuming this is an anti-roll bar. It's very, very thin. But I mean, it's probably about 1mm. So 1mm times 12mm, yeah, rear anti-roll bar, that would seem about right. So there we go. Dottie, get down, darling. Come on. Well enough now. Right. So yeah, she is absolutely so nosy. She is into everything. She knows I'm talking about her. She's looking at me now. Okay, so the next bag, what have we got in here? I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. And I hope you're going to go and get yourself one, because it's certainly a lovely, lovely model. Well, we knew that before we opened the box. As soon as you know it comes from Model Factory Hiro, you know it's going to be lovely. So these are our window frames. How beautiful are they? Oh, look at them. Really, really nice. So you pop your clear part inside there, and then pop that on. That's going to be your black rubber around the window, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got the same here for the fronts. So that's going to be the outside. You're going to put your clear in there, and then you've got a photo etch trim to cover the inside. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah. Well, how lovely is this? How lovely is this model, eh? It's lovelier than a lovely thing, isn't it? So that can go back. The bloody piece of paper, go away. It's still here. It's on I just knocked it on the floor and it jumped back on the desk. It must be full of static or something. Okay, so that's that one. And then we've got another one here. This isn't, oh, this is a bag. Okay, so this is a bag of very fine spindly parts. I'm not going to open it. We've got here, we've got our steering rack. There's some suspension parts there. We've got the stalks. Yeah, some very, very fine spindly parts there that would be so easy to bend and break. Got our pedals there, look, you can see the pedals. There we are, you can see all those bits in there. Really, really lovely. Very nice indeed. So that can go back. That gets folded over and that can go back in there for safekeeping. As I said, I've got to get it all out in a minute again and check it all anyway. So then, small bags of parts. Here we go. Right. So what we got in here? Lots and lots of small stuff. So there's our plug caps, tall plug caps, to get the leads away from the heat of the valley. And then here we've got some, I believe that's steering column parts. And then we've got, I'm not exactly sure what all this stuff is, guys. I'd just be guessing if I said. That's pulleys there. You can see the tensioners. So that's pulleys for the engine. Not sure what that is. Some sort of fuel filter or something there. And then here we've got UJs. I think they're probably parts of the prop shaft. We've got the distributor here. So there's the top of the cap, there's the distributor body there. See how lovely detailed that is. And then the surrounds for the side lights. Oil filler cap. A couple of little round bits there. I'm guessing these are for the dashboard. These are like the push buttons. And then here we've got metal. These are for the windscreen. We had these in 3D printed material earlier, if you remember, but they've also got them in white metal. Not a clue. That looks like a transmission bracket, doesn't it? Transmission mount. Another UJ by the look of it. And there's some fuel unions. A little filler cap of some sort there. On-off switch, there's the master switch. More bits and pieces. Fuel filler, is that? Looks like it, doesn't it? Fuel pumps. More cam pulleys with the these are the toothed variety. And then here we've got some toggle switches, buttons, push pulls for the instrument panel. That instrument panel is going to be stunning. Exhaust tailpipes there, lovely done. You can polish them up and have them looking lovely. We've got some rubber hold downs for the boot lid, I'm guessing. Some more little buttons, little pull buttons by the look of it. Not a clue. Little links, more pulleys for the engine. See the detail on those. You got the toothed dart around the outside. More buttons. And then here we've got some, God knows what they are. Some or other. That looks like number plate lights to me. That looks like a rubber boot for the gear knob. So it's going to be the gear knob and the boot at the bottom end. Some more pedals. A pipe. Not a clue. And then some tiny little parts. Little studs. And then here we've got, these are wheel bolts. They look like studs with nuts on anyway. Some more there. A coil. The engine. Window winders. There's some unions by the look of it for hosing. A couple of boxes. Some more little bits. Handles, are they? Are they door handles? There's door handles there. That's the door handles. And there's some bolt heads, some more unions, some more bolt heads, some sort of cap, some more little buttons, more unions, and there we go. So that's that lot. There's a master cylinder there, brake or clutch, whatever it may be. For some reason they got that one on its own, unless that's for the handbrake. And then this bag here, this is the final bag, some of you will be pleased to know. So in here we have, there's our wheel centers. So there's our Chromodora wheel centers. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then we've got, not sure what they're for, but there's 4 of them. Don't know if they're covers for the headlamps, for the spot lamps. Then we've got, looks like lamp bodies there, but we've actually got these in turn metal, haven't we? Brake discs. So that's going to be an internal and external, and you can see you'll put them together and you'll get a lovely looking vented brake. They wouldn't have been drilled, I don't think. And then here we've got some not exactly sure what they are. They may be gauges for the instrument panel. Not too sure, but there's 8 of them anyway. Some seat subframes. God blimey, they've gone into everything here, haven't they? And then here we've got some tiny little nuts and bolts and studs. So here they're marked. If you look on the end of them, these have got the 3. These have got 6. That one's got a 3. Hinges for the boot lid. More brake disc parts. And there's a door mirror there. Nicely done. Brake caliper parts. So they're going to go together. They'll make up your brake calipers. Looking lovely. Nope, don't know what that is. Door hinges by the look of it. Is that a drive shaft? Yes it is, there's 2 of them. Looks like that's a drive shaft anyway. And then here we've got some big, these are probably our wheel nuts and studs. 2 lots of them. There's some more of these, there's 6s, there's 3s, there's 6s. There's some more 3s there. Little tiny latches and stuff. Tiny little parts. There's a nice pulley there. Nice cam pulley. So yeah, the 2 cam pulleys and the auxiliary belt drive are the same because they run at half engine speed. Another one of those, another one of those. So there's 4 of those. They might be light pods or something. More brake caliper parts. There's some more number 3s. There's little studs. Not sure what that is. Another door mirror. Another little fret of those little latches and stuff. Wow, they look nice. Windscreen wipers. Very nice looking and to scale. There's a little block for a hinge or something there. Then we've got some headlight surrounds by the look of it. Are they interior grab handles for the doors, I'm guessing? Some little unions there. Another one there. And that's it. And that, my friends, is that. We've looked at this here, haven't we? Yeah, that's the bonnet and the boot lid and everything. So that, my friends, is that. So that has been a review of the brand new kit from Model Factory Hiro. This is kit number K851. And yeah, it's the Fiat 131 Abarth. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see we've got the colour call outs here. We've got Tamiya lacquer paint, LP65, LP71, Mr. Colour Super Metallic, and the rest is all in Mr. Hobby. Very nice indeed. So yeah, you're going to need some tools for this. You're going to have to somehow clean up the white metal because it's not ready for paint and glue and everything. It needs to be cleaned up. I've got a rumbler, as I say. Go back and have a look. If you've got a couple of these kits, it's worth buying it. I think it's only about, was it about £50, £60, I think. and it's just basically a magnetic tumbler with metal in it, and you put these in and it tumbles the parts and it removes all the residue. The water comes out black. It's incredible. And it doesn't damage even the smallest of parts either. It's very, very kind. But if you're in the UK and you want to get one of these, the dealer for Model Factory Hiro in the UK is Hero Boy, and I know he has these on pre-order. It's not cheap. Okay, I'm not going to mention prices. It's not cheap. I got this one direct, as I say, because I expressed an interest as soon as they advertised it, and I could be one of the first people in the world to have one. Probably the first reviewer anyway. But yeah, so it was released on the 20th of February. Today is the 26th of February, so I'm very, very chuffed to have this. So yeah, as I say, get on over to Hiro Boy, Hiroboy. It's a model shop just up the road from me, up near Cheltenham. And he'll have them on pre-order. And I believe, if you look on his website, I think he orders Model Factory Hiro the last day of every month. So if you want to get one and you're quick, you might have one in your hands within 10 days or so. So bear that in mind. But anyway, it's beautiful, it's stunning, it's gorgeous. And what I need to do now is get and sit and check all these parts off of this part list. So there we go. Right, thank you for watching. I will see you all soon. Bye for now. I'll be back very, very shortly. I'm working on part 9, is it, of the Stratos body, and that's coming on beautifully as well. So we will get that one done. Maybe we'll do this one after that one. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we should always have a 12 scale car on the channel. Who knows? But we shall see. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye for now.